learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in at September 16, 2020, and the stock market is going to go crazy tomorrow. Why? Because of Jerome Powell. We've waited for this event. This is something I like to call an event, but we will see the effect on the market. However, given the context of everything, I'm expecting a big move tomorrow, or at least to end the week, or even follow up even coming into Monday. But seeing a move on Powell and even a Jerome Brady Powell hangover, it is not too uncommon. So I hope you guys are ready for that. But we have a lot to talk about. We are going to be streaming that in the morning during it. I believe it is going to happen around 10 a.m. Pacific time, so around 1 a.m. Eastern, around 1 p.m. Eastern, or 1:30 will be the press conference afterwards, but we will see you there. However, we have a lot to talk about here. I have the plays, I have the keys. A lot of stuff happened in the market. It kind of looks like a bigger day, especially, well, not especially when you zoom it out, because some of those days we were actually making big moves. So on the 1 day, the 1 minute, this looked like a really, really big move, but you could see kind of in the grand scope of things, it really wasn't. However, there's a few pieces of news that came out, few other developments we need to talk about, so I wouldn't be surprised to watch those take effect. However, the main event tomorrow will be Powell. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life, and yes, if you ever need an Apple event translated, we have real-time translation services during any Apple events or news conferences, so maybe stick around for Powell. We'll see, but Powell's going to be important, so you guys better be ready. And the most important thing you need to do, post or watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad, baby. So, right off the bat, first thing tomorrow is that Jerome is the only thing that matters. It is really going to be important. I hate to beat a dead horse. We've explained why. Again, first ever 2023 targets. They even talked about it today. You saw in the morning some people discuss this, but this was kind of the experts weighing in, so people closer to the matter. So usually it's correct. Again, the Fed doesn't like to missignal. Again, credibility and clarity is a very, very big key. So we will even watch out for the market to react to that during the press conference. However, those estimates are going to be important. More so, what they are doing with inflation will be key. So you should keep that in mind while we're watching tomorrow. And other things to note would be what Powell could say about any of the main topics that have been discussed over the last Fed meetings, ranging from what they're going to do with the banks, the primary dealer credit facility, the repos. Again, that's a little bit outdated to think about, but there is that, as well as a few other concerns that I'm missing. But we will see. Again, we will be watching that live, so hopefully we see that. However, now, I will say that it is important, but a lot of the move kind of was preceded with the bank stock. So I would say watch them tomorrow and watch for a follow-up leading into the end of the week. Again, I'll call it the Powell hangover, but in the leading days after this event, again, tomorrow should have some volatility, or you're pretty much, I say this every single time, you're going to see the event come out. The market is going to pop off the initial report. The market's going to get to read it. We're all going to read it on stream. We're going to go over it. Then about 15 minutes, 30 minutes later, press conference is going to start. And depending on what he says during the speech, it will make another move and then make a final move with about like 30 minutes left into market. And then how tomorrow gaps up or down will kind of determine it, and then watch out following into the rest of the week. So that being said, this is going to be an important event, but it will only be important if pretty much something changes drastically or the market gets surprised. So that's why the follow-up is going to be important. You don't necessarily, and I'm not even getting the feeling that we need to set up prior to this Fed event, and it will be one that afterwards there might be better opportunities. And then once we kind of see what happens with it, we will know how to react. So will be exciting, but the days following too will be probably more exciting. However, if there is nothing exciting, very vanilla, straightforward, boring, we don't get anything, he kind of toes the line perfectly, isn't too dovish, or is dovish enough to not worry people, then we will see what happens. So that is the first, the main, and the only thing I will be seeing for tomorrow. However, as far as today now, we will see updates on that Oracle news. I have no idea what's going on. It seems like Trump after hours or towards the end was saying something is good to go or that he's giving them the extension, but now people are talking about it being a joint venture. Then there was news, and then Walmart got involved. So you got to see the stocks all react, and they did pretty decent, but it was almost like the exact same thing as yesterday. Remember, I even showed you guys this on the watch list. It was like they alternated between news. It was like Oracle, then Walmart, and then Oracle, and then Walmart. So market reacted to that. Again, we are going to see. I still stand the same. I think those put plays we got crushed. Not as bad as you would think. So, and again, they have a little bit of time, but Oracle is back up to 8%. So that was one piece of news. And then there was the Kim Kardashian news. We were on the 11 at 11, and the market, we saw Facebook drop a lot, and kind of the market reacted too, even after that Apple event, and that kind of had some effects too. But I think we might hear about this just in the day and age of everything. Again, even with all of the stuff you've been seeing here. But Kim K and Kanye said they're freezing their Instagrams and Facebook for a day and encouraged others to do so. But there was an interesting reaction in tech regardless. So could have been other factors, but it was interesting to see. Then oil went up after hours. So I'd keep an eye on that. But like I said, if there's any developments, take note, but that is positive, and a lot of the even currencies today were really, really stable. A lot of things were stable, so watch for any of that UK-Russia situation to change anything or see if the Fed could change that. Then even tomorrow, I believe there's the Snowflake IPO. A lot of people talked about that. It's important, I would say now, because Buffett is getting into an IPO like this. I mean, it's kind of getting some headlines, so we'll see. We have our IPO criteria. We will stream it live if you guys want to see, and we'll do a lesson on that, but that is definitely being talked about a lot in the market right now. Then there was also the World Trade Organization. They made a judgment that tariffs on the U.S. put on China were unfair or something, but kind of saw a reaction throughout the day. We were kind of going a little bit down, but again, none of the moves today were like really, really big. Again, the range was very, very tight. So there was that, and then the Microsoft dividend after hours, but that was pretty much it. Again, Powell is going to be the key. We still have a lot of little pieces and moving parts to follow up with in individual swing trades. Markets were kind of all over the place, but still positive, and even the VIX was a little bit weirder today. So I think we're going to get an exciting rest of the week, so I hope you're ready, but that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, we had a few set of plays. We even had some lessons with it. Very interesting plays, I would say. One was during the Apple product launch, and now they had this interesting thing. We were joking about it. We were joking during the whole thing. I was under the weather all day today. I still kind of am. We were having a little bit of fun with that Apple thing. We had some constraints with how we were able to watch it. So as we were watching it, we were joking around, but it looked like they were doing this Peloton thing, and sure enough, they were. They introduced this health thing. So I figured Peloton would be a good target. We saw the stock react, and we made a pretty nice play on it. So I still think it could be a follow-up again, even after hours. I believe it came back up a little bit, but I want to see how this kind of plays out. They had their investor day, and they were up a lot, but I bought 20 of these Pelotons around 20 cents. I got 2 at 17, the rest at 20. But we bought in right around the second candle right here, got those at 20 cents, and then as it made one little bounce. I mean, it looked different. I didn't even watch it for the rest of the day. I didn't know they even sold off and actually hit more lows. So it's a little bit volatile, but then I sold half right here, was able to get the profits on that. Made it almost free, spent $400, got $350 back, selling 10 at 35 cents. So that was the first one, but I think it's going to kind of play out there, so I want to see. Those options are still pretty big spread at close. Again, like I said, that volatility there says something. That was the second play of the day. The first play I made of the day this morning, I wanted it. They got upgraded. I don't know why. I've been going after it every single week. If you guys haven't noticed, I think I burned 1 week, but I've lost every single time on it. But Nvidia, so I got these September 600 calls at 54 cents. I bought 4 of them. I think they're down 50% now at close. So I was trying to catch them on one of these bounces here. Right there, I was trying to catch that first bounce. It dropped, came back up, but overall it failed. So I still think Nvidia is going to go too good, but you guys have seen it. Usually it's going to happen at the end of the week. If you're not able to catch the momentum on those contracts, you usually get clapped. So that was the second play I made today. As far as the other 2 plays, I will be watching tomorrow GLD. I think that one's going to be important. That was the global play I wanted on Monday. However, this is what I was even saying in the beginning. The premiums are telling a different story, and I just really think it's going to be a better play to play following up after the Fed. So that's kind of the idea I'm getting with a lot of these plays, or even, some of the bank stocks and some of this stuff happening. There could be some moves from here, and I think the VIX reflects that. But I think after you get the information is the best time to react. So there was that. And then finally, the last play is Alexion. I think sell puts, again, this is very, very risky if you do not know what you're doing, but there was a report today that they're getting rumored to get taken over by Biogen, so it shot up a lot, but I was looking at the option chain. It seemed very difficult to get filled or try to snake the chain, and some of these buyouts have been pretty good. You've been hearing a lot of this lately, so I figured they have really expensive options. I was thinking about selling puts. So again, don't try that. We will make a lesson on this. If I do decide to do something like this, I'm going to look for that tomorrow. I will show you guys that on stream and you can see, but do not try that, especially if you don't know what it is. But that is pretty much it for the plays I'll be watching tomorrow. Again, I will even be watching bank stocks, but I want to see what happens with the Fed, and I'm sure that will give us a plethora of plays, not to mention whatever happens with the news. But again, Oracle will be important. I will watch that follow-up with Facebook again and see if there is effect, but I thought that Kim K effect would be negligible or not have really too big of effect at all. Watch Uber and the rideshare companies. They kind of sold off, but again, you saw some weird midday sell-offs all day today. Watch Biogen. They fell off from the news of the election, which I thought was interesting. So they were up a lot before that, but watch for that deal to kind of take place and see what happens. Then watch JP Morgan, the other banks, again, they got killed a little bit more, but Citi dropped another 6%. Again, this is pretty huge now when you pull up the daily. So finally the banks are moving. I said they were going to be the one. I even looked at the contracts this morning. I did not expect it to drop that much more. Again, even later in the day, it really is just plummeting. So that's very, very interesting, again, coming into the Fed. So keep an eye out for that, but watch them. And then now watch UPS as well as FedEx. There was earnings after hour for FedEx. I believe they just absolutely killed it. UPS got the sympathy. So I wouldn't be surprised to see those moves. And FedEx is like absolutely killing it. It's been on a rampage. So there might be a lot of exuberance and some option flips. So we'll see those in the morning. I mean, you could even gamble a little bit on them. I might want to take a look. Maybe Yash does. We'll see. But keep an eye out on those two. Again, Adobe had earnings as well. They did good, but then kind of leveled out exactly what they were pricing in. So we'll see for a continuation play. Again, kind of like the idea with the Fed. When some of these events happen, some of even these earlier events, or maybe it's not that big, let the event happen and then wait for an opportunity to strike after. You might get way better option deals. So watch them. Watch Nvidia, again, the banks, then finally GLD I like, but as well as UUP. That will be the main determinant with what is said tomorrow, especially as it's been a lot more stable considering the last few weeks. So I think Powell is definitely going to be a factor tomorrow. So you better watch him and you better be ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you in the game and thinking about the thoughts. Which thoughts are yours? Which thoughts are theirs? Maybe it's all the same, but you need to control them. And which one are you giving more weight to, baby? But the goal loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.